Today in realist history, let's talk about corruption and currency in the Gilded Age. Okay. And what you will find is the shit that I'm going to talk about today. It's going to sound very familiar to you now. It's going to sound real familiar to you. Too familiar. Okay. Before we get into it, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I am your homeboy first, and this is the realest, most entertaining show in the game. Put it on something. Again, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that share button, put all your people on it. You know what I'm talking about? Also follow me across all social media platforms. You understand? Feel free to reach out to me. You know what I'm talking about? Love to interact with the real ones. You understand? I do have comments cut off for these realist history segments. As I've told you before, I do not want anybody to try to hit y'all with any misinformation. Okay, I am doing this because there's too much misinformation out there. Okay, and obviously the current state of our country shows that there are a lot of people who are uneducated, undereducated, and miseducated. Okay, and I'm not going to be one of these people who just complain about the problem. God damn it, I'm going to use what God has given me to try to fix it. But let's not waste any time. Let's get to it, y'all. All right, so today we want to be able to analyze the issue of corruption and national politics in the 1870s and 1880s. We're going to discuss civil service reform during the 1870s and 1880s, and we're going to assess the importance of economic issues in the politics of the Gilded Age. All right, some key terms and people for today's lesson. Let's get this banner out of the way. All right. Going to be the spoil system, a system in which politicians awarded government jobs to lower party workers with little regard for their qualifications. Boy, let me slow down. Y'all know goddamn well that shit sound familiar, but I'm gonna wait. Okay, civil service, a system that includes federal jobs in the executive branch. Pendleton Civil Service Act, a law passed in 1883 that established a civil service commission, which wrote a civil service exam. Gold standard, using gold as the basis of the nation's currency. All right. So those are our key terms for this particular section. All right. Again, we're in the Gilded Age. Gilded Age, late 1800s. It's also called the age of imperialism. We ain't made it to imperialism yet here in realist history. It's also called the age of industrialization. We have covered that. You can go back in the playlist, realist history playlist on my YouTube channel and watch all hell, you need to catch up. If you missed, your ass need to catch up, okay? So you can understand what the hell is going on. You know what I'm talking about? Also, I don't make these slides. These are the slides that accompanied the textbook that I used to teach out of. Okay, the textbook was written by numerous PhDs, people with PhDs and shit, people who dedicated their lives to history. Okay. So if you disagree with what you see here, you're disagreeing with them. You know what I'm talking about? I'm just delivering the facts to you, baby. You know what I'm talking about? And giving you the real to go with it. So let's get it. All right. Our overarching question is this: why did the political structure change during the Gilded Age? It reads, Congress passed few laws between 1877 and 1900 in an era marked by inaction and political corruption. The Gilded Age raised questions about whether or not democracy could succeed. Ain't that what the fuck we dealing with y'all right now? People are questioning whether or not this motherfucking republic can stand, y'all. Some real ass time we in. Let's go. Between 1877 and 1897, party loyalties were evenly divided. Neither political party achieved control of both the White House and Congress for more than 2 years in a row. Presidents during the Gilded Age were elected only by slim margins. Okay. So you didn't have a lot of presidents in the Gilded Age with juice like that. You know what I'm talking about? You don't hear anybody talking about presidents from the late 1800s like that. You know what I'm talking about? You just don't. You just don't. When you be talking about, when you hear motherfuckers talk about GOAT presidents and shit like that, them motherfuckers be talking about like your early presidents and shit. Of course they're gonna give you Lincoln in there. Definitely. All right. But then you gonna come up around early 1900s, then you gonna go further. We got ways to go before we talk about Franklin Roosevelt and all that kind of shit. But you don't hear nobody about the Gilded Age mentioning no President GOAT talk. And here's a lot of the reason. You know what I'm saying? Like motherfuckers who don't understand our political system, I guess be slick thinking the president is a king and shit. And now, I mean, Trump trying to move like one right now. But I mean, that ain't how things supposed to go. You're supposed to have divided government, checks and balances, you know what I'm talking about? Again, we're not seeing that right now because the Republican Party is just going along with whatever Donald Trump is saying. But you got 2 houses of Congress, man. You know what I'm saying? You got the House of Representatives where people serving 2-year terms. You know what I'm talking about? So their seat is on the line every 2 years. So that body is the most representative body of the people, like, because they're more accountable to the people. You know what I'm saying? And you have these districts in each state that are represented by these Congress people. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the more intimate, the most intimate part is those that serve in the House. You know what I'm saying? Like it's their districts more tangible, I should say those politicians are more tangible, you know what I'm talking about, of the national leaders. It's them in the House. But then you got the Senate. To go to the Senate, you got to win a statewide election. They serve 6-year terms. You know what I'm saying? So they view themselves as a little more distinguished than the House. You know what I'm saying? Like they did have to do more to get that position. You know, like I said, you have to win a statewide election, but they're less accountable to the people in the sense that they serve 6-year terms. So once they in there, goddamn it, they got a while before you got to, if you don't like them, before you can get their ass on out of there. You feel me? Now you could argue that they are more accountable because they have to serve the entire state. You can argue that, you know what I'm talking about. But largely, once they get up in there, as long as they ain't doing no fuck shit, they can ride it out. You know what I'm saying? You see some senators like Joe Biden was in there 11 years. You know what I'm talking about? The motherfucker, what's the man from Kentucky? Oh, I can't stand his goddamn man. Mitch McConnell been in there 11 years. You know what I'm talking about? There's a lot of them that be up in there and ride it out, but there's a lot of Congress people there that ride it out too. If you can get one of them safe seats in Congress, you know what I'm talking about? But Congress supposed to be a co-equal branch of government. You know what I'm saying? With the president. Any legislation that's passed, anything that's signed into law supposed to come through Congress first. You know what I'm saying? And so at this time during the Gilded Age, as I said, neither political party achieved control of both the White House and Congress for more than 2 years in a row. Like, there's only so much you can get done when you can't hold on to power, you know what I'm talking about, like that. And then, as it says, presidents during the Gilded Age were elected only by slim margins. So it ain't like they could turn to the people and say, I have this political mandate. Okay. The people have spoken, like they won in a blowout or some shit. No, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. All right. So you really got government at a standstill to a large extent. All right. And here's another reason: corruption plagued national politics as many officials accepted bribes. Now, I really, really hope you can see this political cartoon. I absolutely love this political cartoon right here. Okay. It's depicting the U.S. Senate. Okay. It's depicting the U.S. Senate. And those smaller people down there, those supposed to be the senators, and those those figures up there that are drawn so large and shit like that, that's representing the rich, the wealthy, fat cats, the motherfuckers who were controlling the monopolies and shit like that. All right, and the cartoonist was trying to get across, and as you can see, there's an open door there as well. It says entrance for the monopolists. Okay, so you see them just walking into the Senate like that. Now, way in the back, there's another entrance for the people, but that shit closed. The people can't get up in that motherfucker, but the monopolists can. And see the monopolists up in that bitch overseeing everything. Why? Because they run shit. They run shit. Sound like an oligarchy, don't it? Been hearing that word thrown around a lot lately, huh? See, back then it was shit like the Steel Trust. That's what is written on one of their shirts. The Copper Trust, Standard Oil Trust. Y'all remember that? Remember I talked y'all about John D. Rockefeller? Okay, it was shit like that back then. Today, it's shit like Tesla, Amazon, Facebook. You know what I'm talking about? You heard the tech bros and shit. They the one. They were literally, these motherfuckers today were literally at Trump's inauguration seated behind the man. So in this case, they up here behind the Senate in this picture, in this political cartoon. Today, them motherfuckers was sitting there behind the president. They said they know where the real power lies. We're going to be up here with him. It's crazy how similar this shit is, y'all. Crazy. Let's go. All right. Writers such as Mark Twain expressed concerns over the corruption. The spoil system, in which party supporters received government jobs regardless of their qualifications, shifted power to a few. This system made the political parties extremely powerful. Okay, so the spoil system, y'all, was really some slick shit. The spoil system was basically on some shit like, hey, man, all right, if I'm a politician, if I'm running, me and my campaign making promises to focus shit like that, we like, look, you support us, I got you with one of these government jobs when I get here. Just support me, use whatever influence or whatever juice you got in your state, use that. And I got you. I'm gonna put you on for this government job. You ain't got to be qualified. Fuck all that. As long as you loyal to me. Just be loyal. Just be down. And I got you. Sound familiar? Come on, dog. Pete Hegseth. Come on, dog. That's the Secretary of Defense today, by the way. Trump pulled that motherfucker straight off Fox News. A stone cold alcoholic is the Secretary of Defense of the United States of America. Because he loyal to Donald Trump. FBI Director Kash Patel, loyal to Donald Trump. Come on, you got this job. Qualified? Nope. You got this. Don't worry about that. You loyal to Donald Trump. You got this job. Come on. Linda McMahon, Secretary of Education. Vince McMahon's wife, WWE. Are you qualified to run the education department? You know, they trying to tear it down. Maybe he ain't want somebody qualified in that one because he trying to get rid of it. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Let me put you over Health and Human Services. Does he have a medical background? No, but he's loyal to Donald Trump. You know, once he dropped out of his campaign, his own campaign, he endorsed Donald Trump. Loyalty. So in the spoil system, if your ass was loyal, I put you on. Fuck that. I got you. And this made these political parties extremely powerful. Because motherfuckers want to be on, want to get paid, want to have, a little powerful position, and I want to win this election. Corruption, y'all. Crooked ass shit. Let's go. A movement arose to promote civil service reform. Ending the spoil system was difficult. Change finally happened in part because President James Garfield was assassinated by a man who believed the Republican Party owed him a job. Okay, y'all. See, this is the problem. Far too damn often, we in America wait until something bad happens to make a fucking change. You know what I'm saying? We wait till after the shit to make a change. When clearly there'll be signs right there in our face, as I'm showing that hey, something ain't right. We probably need to make a change here. We might probably need to guard against certain things. No, that ain't what we did here. We waited till a president got assassinated to try to make a move on civil service reform. You know what I'm talking about? Because that spoil system was just too damn corrupt. Okay? Now you might say, well, James Garfield was assassinated. I ain't heard nothing about this president. Shit, he wasn't up in that bitch no time. He wasn't up in that motherfucker no time, y'all. Before that man put that fire on him. You know what I'm talking about? I'm gonna show y'all a picture of James Garfield real quick. You know what I'm talking about? So y'all know. I like to put a face with shit. All right. So James Garfield would be the president who succeeded Rutherford B. Hayes, okay? He got up in that thing in 1881, and an assassin took him out that thing in 1881. Okay? James A. Garfield. Now, let me show you a depiction of the assassination. Okay? Now, he was assassinated by a man who's been described as being deranged. You know what? I'll show you a picture of that guy first. Then I'll show you a depiction of what happened. All right, so this is the man who assassinated, James Garfield. His name is Charles Guiteau. Charles Guiteau. And again, remember, Guiteau killed Garfield because of this spoil system shit. Like, he was and Garfield was a Republican. So this man was a loyal Republican, felt like he had, played a role in James Garfield getting elected. So he felt like shit, based off that, he should have got his kickback. He should have got, some kind of government job. You know what I'm saying? And I guess when he ain't get that shit, yeah, I guess he was like, shit, I got something for your motherfucking ass then, Jack. You know what I'm saying? You ain't finna play with me. Not finna play with me and use me to help you get elected. You know what I'm talking about? And not break me off with this government job, because that's how this spoil system shit supposed to work, right? And so since it didn't work out like that, Charles Guiteau caught James Garfield slipping and shot him. You feel me? So now, of course, you ain't have no Twitter, you have no Facebook and all that kind of shit, but for that day, this of course captivated the damn country. What the fuck? The president got assassinated? Don't forget now, it was just 20 some odd years back. You know what I'm saying? Or fewer than 20 years back. Excuse me, because this happened in 1881. So fewer than 20 years. Back in 1865, when Abraham Lincoln became the first president to get assassinated. That shook the country up, of course, shocked the shit out of folks. But now, damn, it didn't happen again. So, of course, newspapers were abuzz with the news. You know what I'm saying? And so now people gonna have, I should say, a friendlier ear to the idea of civil service reform. Okay. Which leads to this. Chester A. Arthur became president and supported civil service reform. In 1883, he signed into law the Pendleton Civil Service Act, which established a merit-based system for government employment. So basically, y'all, the Pendleton Act was a law put in place to try to decrease corruption. Okay. They tried to break the spoil system. Instead of these politicians just passing out these government jobs to their party loyalists, they were saying, hey, man, if you want this goddamn government job, you got to be qualified for it. Makes sense, don't it? But it's a damn shame somebody had to die to make these people think that was what they needed to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's a life lesson in that. Don't wait till the bad shit happen, to be proactive. You know what I'm saying? Get ahead of things if all possible. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's roll. All right. The economic issues of tariffs and monetary policy caused debate during the Gilded Age. Tariffs taxed imported goods, which supported American industry, but increased consumer prices. There it is. Tariffs taxed imported goods, which supported American industry. I'll explain how, but increased consumer prices. Okay. Monetary policy disputes concern the gold standard, where gold became the basis of the nation's currency. All right. I got so animated right then, y'all, because right now we're living at a time in 2025. Well, people don't know that simple definition. That a tariff is a tax on imported goods. It ain't even a long definition. Now, you got to know what an import is. Hopefully, that's a good that is coming in from another country. Okay, we're buying it from another country, and it's coming on into our country. So if you taxing that shit, that's a tariff. Now, it says it supported American industry because this is why. The purpose of tariffs is to protect American businesses from foreign competition. It's like to give American businesses like a leg up, trying to make the purchase of foreign goods more expensive to try to make Americans want to purchase domestically made products. Okay. But again, it clearly states this shit gonna increase consumer prices. Okay. First of all, let's say you still purchase the imported good. Okay. Because of the tax, because of the tariff, your shit gonna be more expensive. Okay. Let's say you don't purchase the foreign good, excuse me. Now that domestic companies don't have as much competition, they may say, Now we can raise our prices. Less competition gonna lead to more price hikes. You know what I'm saying? That's just basic hustling. Basic hustle. If I'm shit, I used to do this little goddamn easy ass example with my students. I used to pretend like I'm selling snacks and shit in the school. That's something a lot of the kids used to do. All right, so let's pretend I'm selling snacks at the school. You know what I'm talking about? If I'm the only one doing it, should charge what the fuck I want. If your ass hungry enough, you gonna buy it. You know what I'm saying? But as soon as somebody else start hustling this shit, somebody else starts selling these hot Cheetos, I got some decisions to make. Because if they drop their price below mine, I either gotta make my product better, or I gotta drop my price. I gotta figure out something that's gonna make people still shop with me. But if you're telling me the US government through a tariff is gonna artificially inflate the price of my competition and make people not want to buy from my motherfucking competition, and I say, oh, I ain't got that competition no more. Hey, shit, now I can kind of goddamn ease my price on up there anyway. Then people still, as long as I'm keeping it lower than what the tariff did, shit, I can still goddamn raise them bitches and they still gonna buy from me. But folks let Donald John Trump sit up there and lie to their goddamn ass talking about these other countries are the ones who pay the tariffs. Come on, man. Come on, man. Again, I taught history here in the state of Mississippi. Okay. So if this is the shit that was in our goddamn textbooks, I know Michigan, this shit was in your textbook. Pennsylvania, Arizona, Georgia. They ain't teaching y'all that up there? Come on, dog. Come on, man. Now, the gold standard, y'all. The gold standard was our monetary policy, okay? Where gold became the basis of the nation's currency. Let's go into some more details on this so y'all can better understand it, all right? Because this economic shit is monetary policy, gold standard, all that kind of shit can get really tricky. All right, let's get into it. Monetary policy centered on a debate over the Coinage Act of 1873. Now, some people wanted to use only gold as money. Yeah, contrast that with the other side. Some wanted to use both gold and silver. All right. Now, again, if you wanted to use just gold as money, that was called using the gold standard. If you wanted to use both gold and silver as money, that's called bimetallism. Bimetallism. Bi being the prefix bi. All right. Bi meaning two. Then the metals that they are talking about, metallism, metals they're talking about, gold and silver. Okay. Now, peep game on who supported what. Bankers were worried silver would undermine the economy. Farmers favored it to create inflation and raise their income. Okay, so this is just a general statement about who supported it. I can give you a more general statement. You had the rich folks favoring that gold standard, like your bankers, your monopolists, all those motherfuckers. Okay, your big time factory owners, all of them were supporting the gold standard. Okay. Meanwhile, poorer people, particularly poor farmers, they favored using both gold and silver. So they favored bimetallism because they needed inflation because their crop prices had dropped. So they needed those crop prices to come up so they can make some more money. Goddamn, and pay the mortgage, pay the bills. Okay. All right. So we knocked out another one, y'all. Okay. Knocked out another one, and I hope you can see some of the similarities between the bullshit that went on then with the corruption and the bullshit that's going on today with the corruption. Okay, I hope you can see exactly what tariffs are. Okay, a tax on imported goods. Foreign countries ain't paying that damn tax. We're paying that goddamn tax. Okay, the American businessman and woman pay that tax, and if they pay that tax, they gonna pass that cost on to the fucking consumer. You feel me? That's how tariffs fucking work. Okay. And if they choose not to pay that tax, I mean, they choose not to import those goods, then whatever product that you liked from them that came from another country, well, you probably ain't gonna see that fucking product. Now your ass got empty shelves or fewer products. And then when supply goes down, generally speaking, price goes up. Increase another reason for prices increasing. You know what I'm talking about? So it's just fucked up that people don't understand it. It's just basic shit. You ain't got to be an economist to understand that shit, or to even be taught that shit. That's just basic U.S. history, basic economics. You feel me? But let's go back through these key terms one more again, y'all. All right, we talked about the spoil system. I told y'all that was just a system in which the politicians were giving out these government jobs in exchange for loyalty. You know what I'm talking about? In exchange for them having the support of folks and helping them get elected. You know what I'm talking about? Your ass ain't had to be qualified or nothing. You just be down me, help me get elected, stay loyal with me. Goddamn, I got this government job for you. That shit was corrupt. All right, civil service, a system that includes federal jobs in the executive branch. All right, Pendleton Civil Service Act, that was something put in place. Well, your ass had to the only way you can get this government job is through merit. You got to prove that your ass is qualified, that you know something. You got to pass this civil service exam, okay? And the gold standard, using gold as the basis of the nation's currency. But don't forget, there was another side called bimetallism, or if you supported bimetallism, you may also be called a silverite. Okay. All right. So some wanted just only gold to be used as currency, and then some wanted both gold and silver. Okay. Those who supported gold and silver may be called a silverite, that they are supporting bimetallism. Okay. And I told you those who were supporting the gold standard was basically your wealthy bankers, your wealthy factory owners, the monopolists, all that kind of shit, and the people that were supporting bimetallism. Those were generally speaking your poor farmers. You feel me? Who wanted silver to be used because it can cause inflation, inflate their prices so they can make some more money. Okay. All right. So we got through another one, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed it. You feel me? If y'all missed any of the previous segments of realist history, again, not only do I put the segments in the particular episodes for Put It On Some, I also put the segments in its own playlist on realist history. You feel me? So make sure you go back, binge them, and make sure you catch up, okay? Because you ain't gonna get this kind of learning nowhere else on the internet, but right here on the realest, most entertaining show in the game. Put It On Some.